of a radio station.
Lights, camera, action.
32 FM 94.9. After the tactics comes the play.
What's he going to do?
After the play comes the goal.
Could be the match winner from Lionel Messi. Ronaldo! Aguero, they'll do it. It's a terrific goal.
After the goal comes the uproar. It's sports on 32 FM 94.9.
Hello, this is John Bennett from BBC Sports. You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome to 94.9, 32 FM, and this is Scoreboard Reloaded. I am Peter Omo. On the show this afternoon, we'll give you all the headlines from the world of sports. Do I say the good, the bad, and the ugly? Just a few more hours to wrap up the year 2025. DOLAPO is here with me. We've been doing this all year. SAMIES also is here. We've been doing this for years. Thank you for keeping it on this dial. So for the next 30 minutes, you are in for a swell time when it comes to all the headlines from the world of sport. And like I said the other time, it's all about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's start with, is it the ugly or the bad? It all depends on how you see it. So you say the biggest, as we speak right now, has got to do with Anthony Joshua. He's not fighting. He's not in the ring. But we just hope that he's fine. The last few hours, it's been reported across all medium, all platforms. He got involved in an accident. 2 people died in that accident. And it's not in London, not in Birmingham, not in Manchester. It's right here in Nigeria, in Ogun State. SAMIES, I've been keeping tab in the last few minutes, and we can see video right in front of us. Pictures we're getting, and it doesn't look really good for the former world heavyweight champion. Like I reported, 2 died, and Anthony Joshua survived this. We should be giving you more because for now we can't really give you the full detail of what transpired. But I heard that the guy was ran into a truck that was parked. So I know Nigerians, how they can put meaning, how they can begin to interpret all of this, but I don't have that right in front of me. But SAMIES, I've had just yesterday, I lost a colleague and a friend. We both worked together at a point in time for about 3 years. I heard the news that he's now gone. Oladapo, Mr. Nice Guy. So it's been a tough in terms of the last few hours for me, and I guess also for many of our colleagues at Splash FM and of course at 𝐿agelu FM. So I'm just putting this out. You want to say something?
Yeah, just to add to the not so pleasant news in the world of sport.
To think that for those who know
he started as a sportscaster.
Thank you for going there. So,
yeah.
So it's not someone that is doing political show or is entertainment show. We got to know for many years.
It brings relief, though.
Yeah, and when you say Mr. Nice Guy, he is a nice guy. You can give your own kind of interview. But for we who work with him closely at the point in time, he is a nice guy. I mean, someone who's down to earth, who hardly you can see him get into negative arguments, negative vibes. He's always positive. He's always lively when you listen to him every now. So, Samies, I'm glad that you know that way back, he was a sports presenter.
Well, also to add to that, the death of J-Luc Gasset, the man who started the African Cup of Nations with Ivory Coast, that was at the last edition in front of their own fans, also lost his life during the course of the weekend. And yesterday also, Valencia Femini B side head coach also lost his life alongside his family. That's actually so sad, with his boat capsizing. So it's very sad. I saw the news and I said, oh, the year running to an end, not so pleasant news in the world of sports. But then we should just be thankful, and we should keep numbering our days and on the planet Earth, because one day we are all going to obey that last call. But
so let's flip it. I said the good, the bad, the ugly. So the good is today is Victor Osimhen's birthday. When we're talking about people departing, one man is celebrating his birthday, and the head coach of the side, 𝐿, in his press conference in the last few hours, also spoke, paying some fantastic remarks on the former Napoli man, and Nigerians will hope that he will score goals plenty at this year's African Cup of Nations. Sometimes we've been talking, there's a lot of DOLAPO also weighing. DOLAPO, I know you know Mr. Nice Guy, but do you know it was at a point in time doing what you were doing, but in Yoruba now?
Yeah, I think I was probably not listening to him then, because probably I was much younger then. But then I've seen videos of him doing that. I saw videos of him, and I do listen to some of his program. This time around, not sports, the programs he was doing before. It was so sad yesterday. I was here yesterday morning when I saw the news. I was just waking up on bed and I was scrolling through my phone and I saw that and I was like, this can't be real. But then it was. I pray God gives his family and the rest of the media industry the fortitude to bear the loss. It's a big loss.
Yeah.
So I just pray God give him the fortitude to bear the loss, and may his gentle soul rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Kola. Mr. Nice Guy. So let's talk some good news. The Super Eagles, we don't have to wait till March 3 to do calculations and do Tanzania must beat Uganda, Uganda must beat Tunisia, this one must beat that one. What Nigerians are doing now is permutate on who will play in the round of 16. That's good, right? Samis, 3-2 against Tunisia. You want to say there were a moment of madness. When you say moment of brilliance, there's also a moment of madness. And with some moment of madness, tell me more about it, Samis.
Well, for many who watched the game on Saturday night, it's all about the game of two halves, also about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. 1-0 in the first half, but you can also tell that the second half has started just as we ended the first half, scoring 2 goals through the captain, Wilfred Ndidi, and Ademola Lookman, who has the highest goal contribution at the African Cup of Nations. But then it all started from the 75th minute, the last 15 minutes in that game. Where did the Super Eagles, where did they get it all wrong? Losing their heads. The goalkeeper, Stanley Wabali, for the second goal, even for the first goal. That was so much of a free header by the man who scored Tunisia's first goal in that encounter before Abdili scored from the penalty spot. But also it has raised so many questions in which we Nigerians have been asking. Let's say, I don't have a percentage to it, but I've been asking, maybe you've been asking, and also DOLAPO, why is Stanley Wabali, or what are the things, what is wrong with Stanley Wabali? Is it that he loses his focus on the field of play that most times when the action is going on? Because you look at that challenge also, and you say, oh, we could have been down to to 10 men in that encounter. But you also look at it that the referee played that he actually didn't blow. It was an advantage for that Tunisia at that point. But it all got to the point where Stanley Wabali shouldn't be diving. He shouldn't be throwing himself or plunging himself into such a challenge that's on the field of play. Where definitely could jeopardize the team's results in the course of that encounter. And we have one of that Tunisia's player also saying that should have been a red card, Jan Valery, saying that should have been a red card to no other person than the goalkeeper, that's Stanley Wabali, during the course of the action on Saturday. But a game of two halves, we've said, but how do we also get better from this point in time? Well, I want to believe that the game tomorrow should actually be a good one for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But I don't know if there is time, if we can take a listen to what Valerie said. That was after the game on a Saturday, where the Super Eagles of Nigeria were victorious by 3-2.
Like I said, we had too much respect for the team. I think we were not aggressive enough in the first half. And then second half, we showed that against any team we can play and hurt them. Now we need to do it in 90 minutes.
That tackle on your player by the Nigerian goalkeeper, do you think it should have been a red card?
What do you think? But if you ask me the question, that means that you think there's a problem somewhere. You would not ask me the question if you thought there was nothing.
But do you think it was a penalty? Do you think the penalty given to you was a good call? Because
listen, I'm not a ref, so I can't tell you. But all I'm saying is that one of our players can't walk properly and he's got a big mark over his knee. That's all I can say. And if you ask me the question, that means there's a problem somewhere. You will not ask me the question.
At any point where you guys...
It's just like...
All right, so that's the former Southampton man. Remember, I played for Southampton. We're talking about Valerie was switch from being a French international to be a Tunisian, now playing for the side. So there you have him trying to put the arguments on the table for them. Penalty where deserved. DOLAPO was just telling me that he was here. Of course, DOLAPO was here to cover that game. Was part of those who took that game live on Saturday night. DOLAPO said that was you call it stonewall.
Yeah, that was a stonewall penalty, especially if you watch European competition very well. Maybe if you watch the Premier League, you say it's not a penalty because in the Premier League, stuff like that do happen, and then it's a 50-50 call, and most times it's not given. But if you watch the UEFA Champions League, especially stuff like that, things like that immediately gets given as a penalty because what's your hand doing there? Yes, I understand you are trying to jump, but why is your hand at the back of the opponent and why did the ball struck your arm? So, in as much as the ball struck your arm, it's a penalty to me, and there was no other thing the referee could have done. But to the game proper, personally, I feel like the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the first 75 minutes, they were so good, and I feel like every shot that goes to the front of our goalkeeper gets inside the back of the net. Because that was the first goal they had, that cross was just more like the first real shot that Tunisian had. And it went straight into the back of the net. The goalkeeper didn't move. He was on the floor even before the ball gets near him. What was the goalkeeper doing on the floor when the set piece was coming? You were the one that arranged the line and you were on the floor. As a goalkeeper, that shouldn't be happening. So I feel like we were leading 3-0, what many people wouldn't have expected. As for me as well, I don't think I saw that coming. But then you were leading 3-0. You have to put question marks on the coach, bringing out a midfielder who is one of those that is stabilizing things in the middle of the park, and bringing two wingers when you are leading 3-0 against a team, knowing fully well that if you win that game, you are into the next round. You should leave the midfielder Frank Onyeka, who has been performing well. So I feel like questionable decision from the goalkeeper and also for the coach. They were the ones who allowed Tunisia get back into that game, and lucky enough they didn't lose.
Lucky enough they were able to equalize, and he spoke about that point where the Brentford man was taking off and questions around why not get another holding midfielder to come support with NDD.
That's 𝐔𝐈𝐒𝐿, if you can mention the name.
Yeah, maybe there are others also in the team, not just the club Bridger man. Maybe there are also other players.
The old man from Israel as well is on the bench.
Okay, but it's called good enough. We're able to get maximum point. Now, ahead of the game, 5 p.m. on Tuesday, that you'll get on this dial 94.9 32 FM. So tune in to 94.9 32 FM on Tuesday, because we'll get you covered in terms of the game between Nigeria and the Queens of Uganda. Now, speaking about Uganda, 𝐿 and Wilfred Ndidi again.
I think we were saying that on Saturday.
Yeah. They just finished the press conference a few minutes ago. Take a listen to what they have to say against Uganda. For Stanley Wambali, who these boys here have been criticizing, will not be in goal against Uganda.
We can't be certain, but the coach said he twisted his ankle.
He's not going to play. He's not going to play. He's going to rest him. We'll rest him for the round of 16 games. So, 𝐿 and Wilfred Onyinye, he did speaking to the media.
Yeah, for the rotation, once again, I keep it for me. Like you said, a lot of players like Rafa, they deserve to play for this team. So I make every time some choice, and they deserve. I can tell you, they deserve to play in that team. So we'll have a last training session once again. we work about 2 or 3 teams, and after this training session, I will take a decision about the feeling about the AFCON. I think this is the best time for us because we heard nothing, we see nothing. We are only focused on our group and the game that we can watch on the TV. So we are only focused on our group and the game project. So it's very nice for me. Here.
Okay, so we'll listen to Wadid at a point in time. That's just Arichel there speaking, and then at a point in time we'll take a listen to Wadid. We'll just get that sorted in the next few seconds. Samis, I've seen good games, not in the first round, but in the second round of game. Which one of these games gets you talking? Because today we're going to talk about the last group game, starting from 5 p.m. and then 8 p.m. So that means we're done with the first round of games. Now we get to the point where games in Group C will be played simultaneously at the same time. So Samis, tell me, which of the games, I mean, there was Nigeria, Tunisia, there was Egypt against South Africa, there was Cameroon last
Cameroon against Ivory Coast yesterday as well.
There was another one. There's one.
Burkina Faso.
Algeria.
Guinea.
No.
Burkina Faso, Algeria.
Mali, Morocco. So, Samis.
Well, you asked me of that's all the games that went down in match day 2. I know we highlighted some as the top games, but you asked me, it is the one that went down in Group F.
Which one?
Where we had the Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Mozambique, and Gabon. Well, those 2 games actually caught my attention. Cameroon against the Ivory Coast, 1-1, the game ended.
Good game.
But then, we talk
for me.
about the other one, the one before. That was between Gabon and Mozambique.
Good
3 goals to 2.
Yeah.
Mozambique, their first ever victory in the African Cup of Nations. Come on, they did so well against the Premier Aubameyang's, that's a Gabon side. Okay. And we said that for the Gabonese, they are more like on their way out of the competition. But it was a good victory also, by the way, by Mozambique, and they've actually put themselves in contention, qualifying to the next round of the African Cup of Nations.
You say Mozambique against Gabon was your top.
Yes.
DOLAPO, how about you?
I think I like the Ivory Coast game against Cameroon, especially with what I said before the start of the competition. I was not expecting anything good from the Cameroonian national team because of what has been going on the ground. But they played really well, and I'm surprised even with the first game they played as well when they got 3 points. I was so surprised with the way they played, and maybe Samuel Eto'o will be sitting somewhere now and be telling the Cameroonian FA that I knew I made the right decision to let Lebris go and bring in the coach that is in charge of this team now, because they have been performing so well. Ivory Coast is not a pushover in African football at the moment. They won the last AFCON and they have talent all over the field of play in the team. But they performed so well yesterday, and also you have to give Amad Diallo his kudos. He scored in the first game, scored again yesterday, getting the man of the match, and the way he performed as well, it's also just very good. So I feel like that game for me is a big game, and I think during the game as well, the likes of Kylian Mbappe was also there to watch the game. Tchouaméni, Youskunde was also in the stadium to watch the game.
Cameroonians.
Okay, I don't know.
The 3 of them
I don't
are
know about
Cameroonians.
that. I think I know that to be Frenchmen.
They are Cameroonians.
So I saw them watching the game.
No, because I saw a news 24 hours before that Kylian Mbappe was coming to
he watched the Morocco game.
And of course, Youskunde was also. So it was intentional.
The legend also is in town. Is in Morocco.
Who is legend?
Not Nigerian legend now.
Zinedine
Zidane is in there, and
he came to watch his son.
His presence also.
His son has had 2 clean sheets in a row now in the AFCON.
He's Algerian. So like DOLAPO said, for me, I think the game that I loved most last night, the Ivorians and of course the Cameroonians, was just a good game to watch. And I knew that it was anyone won, but just I don't do white slippers. Let's take a listen.
But 53 goals definitely has been scored in the African Cup.
That's impressive.
24 goals in the second round. So
29 the first one. That's impressive.
Yeah.
But
the goals. Let's hold on, Samis. Take a listen to Wilfred Ndidi in the press conference.
Speaking about the celebration and also his first goal. So many years.
In 73 games. In 74, that was the 74th
to score the goals.
To protect the goals from coming in.
Yeah, exactly. So when you score and they give you something that has to do with Kanu Wako, 1996 Olympics.
For how long has he had that celebration in his mind?
But do you know that?
How old is he?
He's 29.
I want to check something.
He's 29.
1996. It was 2 years. Oh, a year old.
I'm just checking something.
It was a year old. It was a year old.
Let's check him. Let's check him out. Take a listen to Wilfred Ndidi.
Yeah, the goal was I'm very happy for the goal. It was my first goal after so many years. And talking about the celebration came in memory of my dad. Like I just remembered growing up how my dad was talking about Kanu and all. So and I also wear number 4. So when I scored the goal, it just came in my head to do that celebration because I saw the video, you know. So that was all. That was what came to my head at that time. Or when you talk about goals, and I have to score first to celebrate, you know. So I can't talk about the next celebration without getting the goal first.
Okay, so that's the much you can get. So later today, SAMIES take us through the games that will be happening from 5, and then we'll have some for 8. So I mean, we'll get into the business end where the boys will have to go home, the men will have to stay. In fact, some boys are just going to play their last game, just go pack. In fact, they've packed their luggage. So once they're done, they've got 24 hours to stay in any of those cities in Morocco, and then they will be told to go. Your Eagles, my Eagles, we're not going anywhere, but we're not going to die anywhere, but we're going to stay more in Fez ahead of our round of 16 game. Whatever happened, we have topped that group. I can tell you that. So, SAMIES, from 5 p.m., what do we have?
Well, from 5 p.m., we would have Angola face off against Egypt, whom also they've qualified to the round of 16 of the African Cup of Nations, and Zimbabwe against South Africa. These are oppositions there in Group B. And in Group A, we have host nation Morocco. They'll be up against Zambia, and the Comoros will be up against Mali. But the good thing about Morocco is 𝐾𝐈𝐒 𝐂𝐿𝐴 looks like he's going to play later tonight against Zambia. And of course, we know how these things are. You look at both groups. In Group A, Morocco 4 points, Mali with 4 points, with 2 points rather, Zambia also with 2 points. So you talk about the action set to go down. Anybody can still qualify from this group. Remember, we have the lifeline of that's the best loser also in this group. And so you say, should Mali win their game also? Loser? Yes.
No, we can't.
There'll be best losers. There'll be best losers in this tournament.
Okay.
And so we look at it. Should Mali defeat that talking about Comoros, they can qualify. And should Zambia defeat Morocco, we can say the three nations would qualify. That's 5-5-4. No, so you mean on who is going to match Morocco's 4 points also at the African Cup of Nations. I saw somewhere
where we're just playing around, and it was mentioned that our likely opponent might be
Zambia. From Group A, we have our opponents will be A, B, or F.
So the third best loser either from A, B, or F. So that is where we would be having our next next round.
B. I mean, what's happening at F?
F, we have Cameroon, Ivory Coast, and Mozambique.
I don't want anyone from here actually. I don't want anyone from here because
but it would actually be good to get a sweet revenge also over Ivory Coast.
You can't get with this team.
Nigerians. Okay. I know how you want to play.
I don't think that would work.
It's okay, Nigerians. It's okay.
We are playing good football though.
Oh, okay.
You can see too.
But in Group B we have that's Egypt already qualified with 6 points. South Africa with 3 points. Zimbabwe with 1 point. Angola with 1 point. So we say South Africa, should they get a victory also, they'll be through to the next round, and that's against Zimbabwe.
Will Cristiano Ronaldo score 1,000 goals?
Of course, it looks like he is. And we saw the occasion yesterday where so many legends of different sports rose to actually celebrate Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, it's just a one man. And Novak likened his determination, his zeal to that of Cristiano Ronaldo, who actually is playing football at the age of 40, and Novak also wants to play tennis beyond 40 years.
You know, I remember a few years ago, it was myself and 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 were on this mic, and he was telling me then that he doesn't see him hitting 1,000. So the plan is the day he hits 1,000, I'm going to pull a call through to him live and say, I remember telling you a few years ago that this boy will hit 1,000. He said he cannot. Put it out there. I know 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 probably will listen to this. Big games coming up in the Premier League on Tuesday, and one of those big games will be in London between Arsenal and Aston Villa. But before that, news coming out of Midlands, that's where Wolves are based, is that the hierarchy of the club are considering sacking the manager, Robert Edwards. The club they've lost 12 games in all competitions. To Liverpool 2-1, to Brentford, to Arsenal, to Manchester United, to Nottingham Forest, to Villa, to Palace, to Chelsea, to Fulham, and Chelsea twice now, Burnley, and then Sunderland. So, and they play against Manchester United, who are flying high, Dolapo.
Well, sometimes in your career you make bad decisions. I feel like
not flying high. Why is
they are on the same point with the so-called world champions. So you can say they are flying hard for a team that finished 15th or 16th last season. So they're having a good season. They're having a good season. For a team that finished 15th last season, I feel like they're having a good season.
And they've won games back to
back.
back.
So I think they're having a good season.
They didn't concede against Newcastle.
They won against Newcastle without Bruno Fernandes, Amad Diallo.
Come on, without Mbeumo.
No, I think they're changing. And again, their coach changed his tactics in that game. He played 4 at the back for the first time in his Premier League career.
And they won.
Things have been going well for Manchester United over the last few weeks. But for Rob Edwards, I feel like he made the wrong decision for his career. Leaving Middlesbrough was so bad for him. And now it's looking like Wolverhampton Wanderers now wants to start preparing for life after the Premier League. Because if you are going to bring in a new coach with 2 points at the start of the new year, I don't think there's anything for you. You can't. Wolverhampton Wanderers, yes, it's the Premier League, anything can happen. Some months ago, we're talking about Aston Villa going without a win after 6 or 7 games, and now they've gone 11 games in a row, winning in all competition, 8 Premier League games in a row. So anything can happen. But I don't see Wolverhampton Wanderers with this squad that they have at the moment going 5 Premier League win on a row. So I feel like they would relegate. So the next coach they should be bringing in should be someone who would bring them back to the Premier League in the next 2 seasons.
And do you think Rob Edwards will do that?
I think he will get sacked after 12.
No, yes, I'm saying, do you think he's not going to do that? They could get relegated to the Championship. Do you think he's not going to bring them back into the Premiership?
With the way
because look at him, with Luton Town, he brought them back to the top flight. They relegated together.
He never took them down.
He didn't take them down.
He
was sacked. He was sacked.
Luton Town.
He brought them up.
He brought them up.
They got promoted to the Premiership.
Yeah, he was sacked.
In the Premiership?
Yeah, it was sacked. No, it was.
They relegated together.
It wasn't sacked.
He
He was sacked later on in the season.
It was in the Championship. It was in the Championship. It was Championship.
Down.
It took them. They relegated from the Championship
to the
League One.
Yeah.
So he got the job with that Middlesbrough, and they were on the trajectory. They were moving high. But then he saw Wolverhampton Wanderers, a club where he actually made a name for himself.
Even the Borough now, the difference between them and Coventry, is just. It's just
14 or 10 points now.
Yeah.
No, Coventry are also flying the Frank Lampard
is doing a great job there.
So Lampard, don't consider any offer from any Premier League side.
Just come. Yeah, I want to see him.
No. Stay with the Championship side. Get Coventry into the Premier League and let's see. Don't let anybody tell you that you leave that Coventry job and come take charge of it.
Maybe after that you get a Bayern job too.
We have to go now, DOLAPO. Thank you so much, SAMIES. It's 2 minutes to 4.
You're in PFL?
Good game yesterday. Good games yesterday. Eyimba shooting 3-0 and
Rebel Stars lost to Cologne City.
And whatever happened to the goal Rangers scored against who was in Port Harcourt, only the referee can explain that. That's the much we can bring to you. But don't forget, we'll be here again on Tuesday afternoon, 3:30. But before that, we've got Scoreboard in 15. That will be 7:40 a.m. I am Peter Omo.